Hey guys, it's Andy, aka Elegy. I'm here today with an exciting video, the first in a series which I'm going to be making. Probably not very frequently, just whenever I have a new deck for Magic that I'd like to showcase, which likely won't be very long. I don't play consistently, I don't get cards consistently, but when I do play, I'm very competitive. I like to build decks. I think it's fun, and I like to showcase it. So today I'm going to be showcasing my main deck, my main go-to deck. I primarily play mono green. I will play anything, but I primarily play mono green. Just want to get a good look inside this suitcase. Oh yeah, there's the decks. Look at that. This will be a nice shot. You can see all my decks in here. Some of these are still in progress, but patent pending. But here we go. Here's the one we're going to be going over today. My main deck, my green deck. This is the deck that I used to defeat Paul the Survivalist in our infamous game of Magic. I used an offshoot of this way back when, in like 2017, when I was playing Magic with my cousin Luke. Like, you know that analogy where you have a boat, but a part breaks, so you rebuild the boat, but another part of the boat breaks, so you keep rebuilding the boat with new pieces, so eventually it's like, is it the same boat even though it's all new pieces? That's kind of like what this deck is, because like I said, I don't really play consistently. Whenever I get in a Magic mood, I look up what some of the new cards are and I'm like, ooh, that's good, that's good. For the longest time, this deck was an amalgamation of that sentiment, but eventually, right around this time last year actually, I really buckled down. So I started, building a more consistent, better structured decks. And the way this deck works, the few games that I have played with it, I really like the way it plays. It just fits my style like exceptionally well. I'll be explaining the thought process behind the deck. Look at this. This is a 60 card deck, and then I just found out about the advent of double sleeving. So like that's crazy. Look at that. Thick. So let's just get into the deck, shall we? To begin, I have 20 forest. I play mono green. There's probably other lands I could play, but all I have is just 20 basic forests that all have incredible art. I tried to randomize my assortment of forests. There's some forest artworks I don't have, and ideally I would like in the deck, but I didn't feel like just buying single copies of forest, so I don't have them, but I just like this selection of forests that I have. So yeah, I got 20 forests in the deck. That may seem low. In fact, the biggest criticism I know I'm going to get for not only this deck, but every deck that I showcase. I know top comments always gonna be, put more land, bro. You need more land. But I at least have an excuse with this deck. It's because I got four Law Noir elves with the M9 one in front. I've been rocking with Law Noir elves ever since M9. It's just a very satisfying way to ramp mana, and I've always loved Law Noir elves. It was my favorite Magic the Gathering card for a while, then it got usurped 2014 maybe? I don't know, but still very goated part of the deck. Anyway, here I got 3 Arboreal Grazer. Initially I added it because it's like, I need something with reach, because my deck was a little susceptible to flying. But then I noticed the ramp effect, and it's like, ooh, that will fit excellently in here, and it really does. These two are only 1-drop creatures. They're not that incredible late game, but early game, they just help the deck ramp really quickly, and it's very, very effective. I get some good turn ones with those boys. Anyway, I have 4 copies of Blossoming Defense, which is a 1-drop instant that gives your creature +2/+2, as well as hexproof. Now, a lot of the criticism I've seen with mono green is that your creatures are just susceptible to removal. This eliminates that. Hexproof, it eliminates that to some extent. You can still be all killed, but the blossoming defense and the hexproof, it's such a good tool. I mean, I feel it makes the deck, it makes it function, because without it, this deck would definitely have some problems. But being able to prevent your big creatures and even your little ones from just getting sniped, it's definitely what makes the deck work. I also have 3 copies of Giant Growth for a lot of the same reason. If something tries to lightning bolt me or something, shock me, and I don't have enough toughness to survive it, I can boost up and protect my creature. If I need to pump up for lethal, I can do that. If I just need to pump up to hit over a creature, which isn't going to be likely with mono green, but it can happen. It's there. It's just very versatile, and because I'm playing green, there's not many situations where I'm going to need more than 3/3 in order to beat over something. And for a 1-drop, I feel it's very efficient and very, good in this deck. And that is all for my 1-drops. I used to be able to fit these all in one row, but now I can't, so it's probably gonna get a little crowded here, my bad. Anyway, now I have 3 copies of this bad boy, Barkhide Troll. He's a 2/2 for 2 green mana, but when he enters the field he gets an additional +1/+1 counter, so he's effectively 3/3, and he can protect himself with hexproof by removing that +1/+1 counter. So I just feel he's very efficient and good for a 2-drop. That's really the only reason why he's here. He doesn't have any other kind of function for the deck. I just felt it was efficient and it fit well, so that's why I included it here. Now, this card. Let me tell you about this card. This is what makes the deck work right here. Ram Through. This, if you don't know, is spot removal for green. It's like Prey Upon and Hunt the Weak, or Hunt Down, Track Down, all those old green cards that allowed you to fight. You selected the fighting targets. This is like that, except instant speed, and they don't damage you back. So you don't have to worry about Death Touch. If something's got Death Touch, you can just ram through it, kill it. You don't have to worry about it. Same with flyers. If they're giving you trouble, you can just ram through it, kill it. Ram Through, like when I first found out about Ram Through, I couldn't believe it. This might actually be the card responsible for getting me actually interested in getting back into Magic. Because without it, you could struggle. Like I said, there was those old fight options, but a lot of them I didn't feel were very good. This is incredible, and I can never see playing mono green without it. So I just love Ram Through. I gotta have 4 of them. And now this card, Season of Growth. This is my main draw engine in the deck. What it does, it's a 2-drop that allows me to draw a card whenever I play a card that targets one of my creatures. So you can see I got 4 here, 4 here, 3 here, and I got a few more coming up in the deck. So a lot of the deck, what it wants to do is play its big creatures, not having to worry about removal thanks to hexproof, pumping up my mid creatures to make them big if need be, removing any threats, all while providing me card advantage through Season of Growth's ability to replenish my hand. It also lets me scry, I guess, but it's mainly for draw. I know nowadays there's better draw engines for mono green, but this is the way I felt the deck worked best. So this is what I'm going with. Triple Season of Growth plus a bunch of targeted protection and whatnot. So that's how that all kind of fits together. But now we're getting into the 3-drops, and now it's getting serious. Triple Dun Grove Elder, ladies and gentlemen. This might be my favorite Magic the Gathering card. When I first found out about this bad boy in 2013, I think it was, I needed it. I only bought 1 copy because I hadn't fully realized the power of tripling or even quadruple downing on your cards. So I only got 1 of them. Was regretting it, indefinitely. But eventually I did get 3, and I have 4 copies, but I only have 3 in the deck. But it's such a good card. has power equal to forest, so I have 20 of them in here, so best case scenario, he'll be 20/20 with hexproof. It's a win condition on its own, and in this deck it functions incredibly. Speaking of Dungrove Elder though, I have this right here, Blanchwood Armor, a 3-drop enchantment that gives +1/+1 for each forest, so again, maximum of 20, but that can be added onto anything, even my bigger guys. I can even add it to Dungrove Elder, so he gets double the amount for each forest I have, and he has hexproof, so automatic protection, and it's a targeted effect, so I get the benefit of Season of Growth. So it might not look impressive, but it molds together exceptionally well. When it flows well, there's sometimes when it doesn't really work. Who could possibly be messaging me at 1 in the morning? Yeah, if you guys do have any constructive criticism, be sure to let me know, but I do like the way the deck works, so even if you guys don't like it, I hope you can at least see where I'm going with it and how I can get the deck to function. So I only have 1 copy of Garruk Unleashed. I got it last year, and I was really hesitant to get more just because I get really iffy when it comes to legendaries. I don't like getting more than 1 in hand because it's like a dead card, but I really don't feel like I need more than 1. In fact, I could probably do without Garruk Unleashed, but I really like having the options he has. Like I can just create beast tokens, I can give a giant growth for a +1 loyalty, and his emblem effect is pretty incredible. So yeah, I got only 1 copy of Garruk. By the way, I know that might not be how people pronounce his name, but when I look at that name, that is how I visualize it being pronounced, so that's the way I pronounce it. So yeah, anyway, now we get to the triple threat 3 Elder Gargaroth. Just found out about this bad boy like the week before I battled Paul in this video. As soon as I found out about it, I was like, okay, I need this card. It was about $20 per copy, so probably not the most responsible financial decision I've made, but well worth it in my opinion. Elder Gargaroth and Dungrove Elder are neck and neck as far as my favorite Magic the Gathering card. Do I even need to explain why Elder Gargaroth is so good? The only real criticism I've seen people have with it is that it's still susceptible to removal, which is why I still have hexproof from Blossoming Defense. So I guess it's still susceptible to like all kill and stuff, but for the value that it brings to the field, I think it's well worth having 3 copies of, and I feel like it's probably the best card in the deck. I don't know, that's debatable, but I still really like it. Anyway, now I have 2 copies of Thragtusk. I kind of just splashed it in just for the life gain in case early game I get throttled by like flyers and I really want the life. It also replenishes itself. Like I don't think Thragtusk needs any introduction, but I only have 2 of them in here just because I would rather get into my big guys, my Elder Gargaroth, and a few others, as you're going to see. But I do have it in here. I suppose I could have made it into my side deck, my sideboard, but I don't really have a sideboard. I don't play enough to have a sideboard, and I think it fits nicely into the deck regardless. Yeah, good old Thragtusk. Got 2 of in the deck. Now I have 2 copies of Carnage Tyrant, a card I just found out about a little bit after I had my battle with Paul. I replaced something Rhino, Trampling Rhino or something. Gnarlback Rhino, I think it was called. It was like a 4-drop with Trample. Whenever it was targeted, you could draw a card. I really only had it in here because it had Trample, but this is a much better Trampler. It costs 2 more, but it also has built-in hexproof, and it can't be countered. And it's stronger, much stronger than a Rhino voice, so yeah, got 2 copies of Carnage Tyrant. If it gets to a late game state, it doesn't inherently win the game on its own, but it's definitely, between the body, the trample, and the hexproof, it's a good fit. I only have 2 of them. Maybe I could replace Thragtusk with 2 more of them, but I don't think that's necessary. I think 2 is fine. Speaking of two, the final two cards in the deck are Galta Primal Hunger, another card I only found out about a month ago. This bad boy, it costs 12, 10 generic, 2 green. However, it reduces its own cost by X, and X equals the total amount of power of creatures you control. So with a big deck like this, a lot of the creatures are going to be huge, so best case scenario, I'll have enough creatures on there that their power is 10 or greater. That'll drop this down to just 2 green mana. Play a 12/12 Trampler for 2 mana, so it doesn't get much better than that. Yeah, that is the deck. That's the way the deck functions, and that is why I like the deck as much as I do. The lower end of the spectrum, it's mostly ramp and protection. If a game ever does get to late game, my big boys are more than capable of being played and just ending it. So that is the deck. I really like the way it looks. Let me just try to get the whole deck on screen. Okay, there we go. Again, I'm open to constructive criticism. I know there might be some better options available, but I really like the way this deck plays and feels, so that's why I wanted to showcase it. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments if you sat through this video. I'll be making a few more deck techs. I like the way the cards are laid out, and it all looks concise, and I just like the way these videos are structured. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching this deck tech. Oh, I didn't have a name for this deck. What could I call it? Something like Elder Growth or something. Elder for Dungrove Elder, Elder Gargroth, Growth for Season of Growth, I guess also Giant Growth. Yeah, I like that. Elder Growth. That'll be the deck name. Hope you guys like that. Anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here, so thank you guys for watching, and have a good day, guys.